The Baja 6 Max gives you 50% more battery life than previous generations. This is critical because we're so used to streaming on our phones, listening to music. We need to make sure we don't go into an important date or a meeting with a low battery warning. The sound of terror. Hey everyone, this is Yat. I'm deaf without hearing aids. I'm hard of hearing with hearing aids. I was born with microtia. I make videos documenting my journey wearing a bone-anchored hearing aid while wearing not one, but 2 prosthetic ears. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more videos. The news about the Baja 6 Max was just released today. And let me tell you all the features and how it compares with the previous generation, the Baja 5. Let's start with appearance. Shown on the Cochlear website is the latest high-definition picture of the new Baja 6 Max. There's really nothing that stands out here, except that it looks just like the Baja 5. It has the same buttons that lets you toggle between programs, and I think the most important feature of it all are the 2 microphones. No kidding. Just imagine, what if there were no microphones? What's new on the new Baja 6 Max that is not on the previous generation, the Baja 5, is the new LED light indicator. It's a new LED light that turns on when the Baja 6 Max is working properly. I find this very interesting, and I can't really give an accurate review of this feature without seeing the actual sound processor. What happens, let's say, after the pandemic, I go watch a movie? Will it flash, or will it emit light like a beacon in a lighthouse? Will I get a tap on the shoulder when the light's on when I'm watching a movie and it's distracting other people? That remains to be seen. Another new feature of the Baja 6 Max is the introduction of a new color. If you remember, the Baja 5 series included 5 colors: the champagne gold, charcoal, black, brown, and gray. The new Baja 6 Max features a brand new color, blue. So if you or your teenager experiments with the new Arctic Fox blue hair color dye, the Baja 6 Max will just blend right in. But if you let your natural hair color grow back again, unfortunately, there's no replaceable cover for the Baja 6 Max. So choose your colors wisely. Blend in or stand out. To me though, I was curious to unpack the performance between the Baja 5 and the new Baja 6 Max. Oftentimes when hearing aids or electronics gets an upgrade, usually performance is the driving factor. As we just saw, the appearance is pretty much the same. If you recall, the Baja 5 was released back in April of 2015. That's nearly 6 years ago. With the Baja 5 series, it did come with 3 power options: the regular Baja 5, Baja 5 Power, and the Baja 5 Super Power. The new Baja 6 Max does not have additional power levels, at least not yet. According to the Baja 6 Max landing page, the new sound processor promises a 7 decibel increase compared to previous generations. However, it does not indicate the actual power level of the Baja 6 Max, at least not yet. If we look at the chart here, we can see that the previous generation, Baja 5 Power, was designed for hearing loss of up to 55 decibels. The regular Baja 5 sound processor, though, was designed for people with hearing loss of up to 45 decibels. So, I'm guessing there's some midway calculations here. I'm not quite sure which previous generation of the Baja Cochlear is comparing the Baja 6 Max to. Either way, you're getting more power in your sound processor, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Unless we're talking about giving your teenager an upgrade to a higher power car. Maybe let them have a few years of driving experience before you upgrade them to a higher horsepower car. But if they do threaten to dye their hair blue, then the choice is yours to make. With more power comes more responsibility. The Baja 6 Max is designed for everyday lifestyle and new adventures. If your everyday activity includes going to work, going to buy groceries, and going to the occasional event, the Baja 6 Max is perfect for you. If your adventures include bungee jumping, skydiving, or paragliding, I do not encourage you to get the Baja 6 Max. I actually do not encourage you to wear any sound processor when you're falling from the sky. But if you do though, I sure hope you wear an ear hook. But even with an ear hook, I hope you buy insurance. Jokes aside, the Baja 6 Max sound processor, with the battery compartment excluded, is dust and water resistant to level IP68. The new sound processor is tested for immersion underwater of up to 1.1 meters. That's around 3 feet for you. While it's encouraging to see that this sound processor is water resistant, life can't always be perfect. So Cochlear tells us that the sound processor has a battery that requires air to operate, which malfunctions if wet. Cochlear reminds us that if the sound processor becomes wet, it may malfunction. And when it does, open the battery door, take the battery out, and put the sound processor in a dry aid kit. This explanation from Cochlear is a little vague, and it's the same old adage. If your sound processor becomes wet, take them off. So while it seems like your sound processor is resistant to some rain or immersion in water, 3 feet only, the battery is not. Since it appears to still use the zinc air batteries, the batteries will malfunction if wet. The previous generation of the Baja 5 used the zinc 312 batteries. I'm assuming the new Baja 6 Max uses the same 312 batteries as well. I recall when I wear my Baja 5, when I sweat, it turns off. I've had multiple experiences where I wear my Baja 5, when I sweat, the sound processor turns off. I recall when it happened to me the very first time, I completely freaked out. I freaked out not because I was afraid that the sound processor was beyond recovery, but more so it wasn't an instant stop of hearing, for example. The sound processor didn't turn off immediately. Instead, there was a waning of sound. So sound went from hearing regularly with the sound processor, then it starts going down by like 10, 20, 30 decibels, all the way until it stops working. Thank goodness though, whenever I sweat and the sound processor stops working, I take them off, take out the battery, and I leave them in a dry aid kit. Usually within a couple hours, it goes back to normal. But I have to admit, it is a hassle and nuisance. It's hard to regulate your body temperature in the summer, and sweating is encouraged to remove toxins from your body. From a lifestyle point of view, the Baja 5 has not been the most durable sound processor I've worn. In fact, the Oticon Ponto can withstand all types of sweat and moisture. One time I recall wearing the Oticon Ponto and I went out to play roller hockey. I was literally sweating like buckets. I can still hear. Hearing levels were not dissipated. Everything was fine. But when I wear the Baja 5, I recall losing my hearing when I attended my friend's wedding. I recall doing my best Michael Jackson impersonation, then all of a sudden, my world went silent. I was sweating, and I was dancing, and I couldn't hear. Maybe that's a sign I shouldn't dance. The reasons why batteries malfunction when submerged in water is it becomes shorted, and the moisture prevents battery from getting oxygen. This is something called shorting. No, that's not stock shorting. Although if you did get into the AMC and the GME craze, good for you. Please buy me a cup of coffee. Back to the battery. Oxygen is needed to power the zinc hearing aid batteries. Excess humidity or moisture near that battery compartment can cause the batteries to malfunction. What we need to know here is with the new Baja 6 Max is did Cochlear create a durable battery door? a durable battery door that is resistant to water and one that doesn't break. Because if you recall, in the Baja 5, the hinge on a battery door breaks all the time. I had to replace mine every couple of months. Another new feature Cochlear released in the Baja 6 Max is decreasing the battery consumption, giving you, the users, 50% more battery life. I have to admit, this is very, very handy. My Baja 5 battery lasts for about 60 to 80 hours with light streaming. It's normally less when I stream often. Since I wear them for 15 to 18 hours a day, my batteries usually last for a good 3 to 4 days before I have to replace them. There has been times when I try to extend the battery life, trying to maximize it by going another day without replacing them, only for it to die out on me when I have to go to an important date or a meeting. It always seems to happen at those times. The fact that Cochlear claims that the Baja 6 Max will decrease the amount of battery consumption, that is very encouraging news. Who likes to carry their battery cards around wherever they go? It seems like with the decrease in battery consumption, the user, or if you're the new wearer, you will be able to stream more often without having to worry about your battery. With my Baja 5, I have both the phone clip and the wireless mini mic. These true wireless accessories are essentially Bluetooth connections. Sometimes though, my friends find it really hard to hear me from the phone clip. That's where it remains to be seen in the new Baja 6 Max, whether it can stream music directly from my Android phone. With the existing sound processors, they are really built for Apple and iOS devices. And that's what my audiologist told me back in 2015. He even encouraged me to switch my Android device to the iOS, just so I can take advantage of being able to talk directly on a phone like this and without having to carry a phone clip. But I'll be honest, I really don't mind wearing my phone clip whenever I talk on the phone. It's hands-free and I don't have to talk on the phone like this. However, when it comes to streaming music or podcasts though, I would appreciate not having to worry and to remember to carry my phone clip or my wireless devices wherever I go, so it gives me more flexibility. So far, the Baja 6 Max checks off most of the boxes that we require from a sound processor. It's packed with good performance, a 7 decibel increase from previous generations, 50% less battery consumptions, giving us more opportunity to stream, and we can submerge ourselves in 1 meter of water without damaging the sound processor. Is the Baja 6 Max an upgrade over the Baja 5? The jury is still out on that one, as we still need to know more about the power levels and the price. Does the new Baja 6 Max address water and resistant challenges? 50-50. Obviously, the sound processor itself is water resistant up to 1.1 meters, but with the battery inside, it still could malfunction. I'm very encouraged to see rigorous testing for sure, and that is water resistant, so if you go out in the rain or walk in the rain, it should be okay for a short period of time. But when water enters through the battery door into your battery will malfunction, so your sound processor does not have the power to operate. Therefore, you will not be able to hear from your sound processor. Lastly, my current Baja 5 squeals and echoes and I get tons of feedback. I really hope this is addressed and fixed for the Baja 6. For Cochlear, as part of their future technology commitment program, if you choose a Baja 5 today, you may exchange it for a Baja 6 Max sound processor when it becomes commercially available at no extra cost, as long as your initial activation is after February 22nd, 2021. It does ask you to speak with your audiologist for more information. What about those who want to upgrade to the Baja 6 Max but does not fall between the activation window? For example, users of the Baja 5 like myself, where I've worn the sound processor for over 5 years now. There is a link in the Cochlear website, and I'll add that to my description below. There's a link to learn more about the upgrade. There is no word yet on how much it's going to cost. The Baja 6 Max is promising and it's certainly an improvement over the previous generations. It's improved its battery life, it gives us an extra color to choose from, and continues to give users a discreet look. I am very excited to get my hands on the Baja 6 Max, and I can't wait to try it when it's available. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are about the new Baja 6 Max. Are you going to give it a shot, or will you stay with your current sound processor? And make sure to subscribe to my channel, Let There Be Ears, for more reviews like this, and to learn more about my journey as a deaf and hard of hearing person. Until next time, goodbye!